And what's going on, guys? It's Straw Hat Brian. I am back again here to deliver my Boku no Hero Academia chapter 152 review. If you haven't read it yet, suggest you do so now. Spoilers will be lurking in the video. Without anything left to say, let's get into this superhero business, bro. So, story opens, you got Overhaul, and he's basically mocking Lemillion or whatever, and we get some insight on how they've been using Eri's powers, like how they've been drawing blood from her and like making basically adding on to it, and probably using chemicals and using other kinds of things to basically prolong the effect of her ability, which is to, at this point, as they're describing, as to nullify quirks. So at first it could only nullify quirks for 2 days, but now in the current part of the story they actually have they're able to actually make complete bullets that once shot they can nullify people's quirks indefinitely. So however, we also find out that it is rather expensive to make, and given the current facilities that they have, isn't quite fit for the environment for them to, chemically make this stuff. So that's where the flashback ends, and then it moves on where Naruto, he's basically figuring like this is important to him, like he has to do this, like he can't fail, blah blah blah, and he's like, but he knows like Lemillion's just gonna dodge it, so he turns the gun and points it at Eri, and knowing that Lemillion will react, to which he does, and then he jumps in front of Eri and then shoots right into a flashback, and then we see just giving more depth of a character for Lemillion. And so we get Lemillion as a little kid, and then his dad is basically holding him up and telling him like, we got to be careful with our powers because we could split ourselves in two. He's like, but despite that, do you still want to be a hero? And Lemillion just looks at his dad and he tells him yes, and he says, I will do my best. That was awesome. That was really awesome. And it just cuts back to the scene, and Lemillion really jumps in and he sacrifices himself to basically, because I mean, if Eri had got shot with that bullet, that would have been interesting, because then she might have a way to restore Lemillion's powers now that Lemillion has been shot with this quirk nullifying inducing dart. So if it happened to Eri, like that probably been way worse. So now that it happened to Lemillion, maybe now this might be a plot and a story for Lemillion to somehow go through some struggle and strife. Because again, I've always been pointing out, what is Lemillion going to be to Deku in a sense for this story? Is he going to just be another rival, or will there be something a little more to Lemillion? So and we also kind of see when just how hard he's been working, and then the fact that through his hard work and his determination, that you see the day that everybody acknowledged Lemillion basically as a part of the big three, with his childhood friend Amajiki and the girl Nejire, I believe her name is, or Nejire. So that was cool. The scene goes on to Overhaul. He takes advantage of the situation. He's gloating and all that. He's just basically like, now I have you at my trump card. But even despite of Lemillion losing his abilities, he still continues to fight and to try and protect Eri at the same time. Like, he's really throwing hands with Chisaki and Nemuto, really still trying to protect Eri. But despite all that, he gets overwhelmed. But you really see Lemillion's resolve, and then his adversity, and then like he fights for 5 minutes quirkless, and he's just going in, and just the strong conviction that he has, and knowing that he doesn't want Eri to be alone. He knows what it means to be a hero. That's why I feel like Lemillion is a character that Deku will learn from, but also like he's like a plateau. He's so good. It's like to see him lose his powers and for him to be introduced in the story, and then it's just like, wow, it hurts. it sucks. Like, I've been feeling for Lemillion. I'm wondering like what kind of side effects is this gonna have on maybe his mentality and how he views being a hero. But finally, like as Chisaki thinks he's going to, you know, do his worst and take down Lemillion, then that's when Midoriya comes breaking in through. I guess he's breaking in through like the wall. You kind of see like the wall start cracking, and everybody's like attention focuses, and it's kind of like getting to like that feel. You're like, oh my god, like is Lemillion gonna check? And then like, nah, Midoriya comes in and saves the day. This is my review of My Hero Academia, Boku no Hero Academia. I hope you guys like it. Please like, share, and subscribe. You guys have a wonderful day, and I will try to do more. And 153 will be coming out shortly, as with the other chapters that have already been recently released. So you guys just be patient. Have a good one.